What up? So on my dick. Oh. Just waiting for people to come through. The chat hasn't even registered. What up, Temple Bloom? Oh, you always in here. What up, Condone J? What up, DEO King? What up, XAC Beats, Xander, Broski, motherfucking orthopedic? Goddamn, he about to make a lot of money in his lifetime if he's an orthodontist? Orthopedic? Is that like a pediatrician? I think it's kids, like being a doctor for kids, right? I'm not completely sure. Someone speaking German out here, supporting Kanye West. It looks like, right? That's what y'all doing. Aiden Ross and Ye are doing a stream. We don't even. Aiden might get banned off Twitch if something like that happens. He gotta let them know that he's about to do that. Like Aiden, yeah, Aiden better be careful. No, I was not about to freestyle. No, sir. No, sir. Are you kidding me? I'd probably say some gay shit, get canceled. All the Nazis after me, like Kanye. But anyway, two things have been on my mind ever since yesterday. I just wanted to discuss it with the chat, see what everybody's opinions are. Am I a top G? Goddamn yes. The fact that you're even asking that? Come on. But, so I posted this on Twitter. Shout out Lewis. And it looks like it went viral in that if SoFaygo signed to Opium, this is what he would look like. They put like the little silver hair like Destroy Lonely and Ken Carson. A little bit grungier background, right? I think that the chains and the shirt is just what SoFaygo would wear normally, but he has pink hair, so it's a bit different. Vibe, just based solely off of the hair color. I feel like that's all you got to do. Except, what was Cardi's hair? Red before? I feel like it just has to be more. What's the word? Like piercing colors. Whereas SoFaygo's like more. What's the word? Fruity or not? That's gonna make me sound like I'm dissing him, but more delightful, if you will. The weather outside's delightful, but my dear. But anyway. Regarding SoFaygo signing to Opium, hypothetical scenario. Now, we've seen the help that Travis Scott has given him. Yes, sure, he gets the co-sign. He gets to go to these fashion shows and whatever Kardashian orgies. I think we'd all love to accompany them. Am I wrong here? But with Cardi, like, it might be a bunch of gay vamps at these orgies. Not psych. What does it say, though? Was Travis Scott really didn't help the rollout for Pink Hearts. So is it really that great to be signed to Travis Scott? Again, like, so great. You get a co-sign, but he didn't even post Pink Hearts on his social media. And I've heard that he just wasn't helping at all. And it was an independent release. So maybe that was SoFaygo's fault. Travis didn't necessarily, or his management. Travis Scott didn't really associate himself with it because since he was going independent, maybe he knew that the numbers weren't going to be at the same level as, say, like Yeet, where it's always a good thing when artists co-sign and then the album does well. So these artists can be like, yo, that was all me. Like, you know, Travis Scott will be the first person in the next magazine article being like, yo, my new artist SoFaygo going crazy. Like, you know, we signed him and all of a sudden it's like numbers went up. I just don't know what it is. It's like, I didn't do anything. I guess it was just off the name. But no, look what happened. It just shows that the Playboy Cardi, as we've discussed, cosign is way stronger than Travis Scott. Because, quite frankly, Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely, Cardi hasn't done much for them either. However, he doesn't have to. All you got to do is post on those, like, his little Opium or Opium Lab, whatever account it is, because I think one of them got taken down or he deactivated it. So the mere fact is, like, Destroy Lonely going number 91 with Cardi not saying anything, whereas SoFaygo was actually way bigger than Destroy Lonely before they dropped, and the discrepancy between the fucking results, right? So where would SoFaygo be, chat, if he did sign to Opium? Because I know some people in the comments of this tweet were saying like he wouldn't fit, or like it just wouldn't it wouldn't work out. I think that it would, because no matter what, like, let's be real, there are a lot of Cardi dick riders. If Cardi signed fucking Lil Nas X, people would be like supporting that shit. And not saying that you shouldn't support it, but like, you know what I mean? It would get that underground momentum no matter who it is. He could have signed fucking Smiley, Drake's artist, who's utterly garbage, and people would still be like, yo, you know, it's a little bit controversial, or not controversial, but it's a little bit like outside the box, but this shit go crazy. You know it would be true. Just put Smiley on a filthy beat and a Cardi cosign, and shit would be hitting Billboard potentially. And the underground would be going crazy. But anyway, where would SoFaygo be with the Cardi cosign / signing to Opium? And remember, Ken Carson spoke about this. So maybe, and I know SoFaygo is getting offers out the wazoo from, I even heard at one point, like Trippy, like a while back. Let's just say labels. I don't want to like expose people. But anyway, Ken Carson spoke about this. We went over it like a couple streams ago, but just in case you didn't get it, little boy, you should have signed to Opium. I laugh at that. He's slaving. Who else would he be talking about that's like to the same standard as Ken Carson and Destroy Lonely in the underground? Maybe like Summers or like Can, maybe. Or Yeet. But Yeet, he can't be saying that he's slaving to a contract, because Yeet out here outperforming everybody and seems to have his deal situated where he's getting the independent money. I feel like I'm seeing a fucking ghost, yo, in the reflection of my mirror. God damn. Holy shit. But he has all of the rights to and masters, I think, to all of his previous discography. So he can't be talking about Yeet. But for SoFaygo, I'm thinking he got to be talking about Faygo. But as I was saying, back to this. I think SoFaygo would absolutely be killing shit. I think Cardi would have told him the right moves, regardless if he did the independent distributor. Because I think even Destroy Lonely has a similar situation where if you check his No Stylist project, I don't know if he's distributed by a major label. Like, go to No Stylist. Look at this. We're going to the bottom. It says 2022 Opium, which means, which is very similar to, if you go to SoFaygo's, it straight up says 2022 Cactus Jack. Whereas if you go to Travis Scott's, it's like Cactus Jack in part, or actually no, with Don Toliver. It's Cactus Jack in partnership with Atlantic, I believe. Whereas Ken Carson, let's see. This is when you know they have a major that is distributing for them. Opium / Interscope. You see this? So the fact that Destroy Lonely independently or half indie, because all these people signed to 10K projects and Cactus Jack, come on. That's not full independence. Like, you kidding me? We've already gone over this though. So the fact of the matter is, Opium is better than is factually a better label than Cactus Jack. I mean, Cactus Jack kind of under fire right now with you know, the Atlantic Records numbers being inflated by fake streams. Oh, that's it. That's an Atlantic issue, not necessarily Cactus Jack. At the Cactus Jack level, or like the imprint level, they don't really handle that situation. They kind of let the majors do all the marketing and whatnot. Was he ever given the option to join Opium? That'd be a good question. I think that if we reverse time, Cardi would have been like, yo, sign here. But you only get in the feature if you sign here. It's kind of like the Drake situation. Like, I don't know if that's true, because I think the artists that Drake's works with aren't necessarily signed, but Drake definitely gets a huge cut of those songs for sure. Why would he diss Faygo? He did a song with him. He could have recorded the song with Faygo long before he dropped, which I think that the lyrics for Ken Carson were on MDMA. So that was on Project X. Whereas who knows how long ago Ken Carson to SoFaygo recorded that song, because it's been like 2.5 years since SoFaygo dropped an album, or however long it's been. So they could have done it like a month after, and they're just now promoting it because he was dropping Pink Heart so soon after. But in conclusion, I think SoFaygo would be killing it right now. And also just with the whole entire narrative. If he was with Opium, you have a force field around you. Like, nobody can think you're corny. Nobody can say that you flopped, whatever. Because in Opium, they don't even give a fuck about numbers. The Cardi fan base, like, is, let's be real, is biased as hell. Like, if Cardi sells 50K, there's going to be some sort of justification there. Like, yo, he's not making mainstream music. So same thing with this. Like, because Ken Carson didn't sell anything and nobody said a word, bro. Nobody said a word. Even though I don't think that underground artists should be held accountable to selling that. But SoFaygo for sure. Because when you go Travis Scott route, it is basically expected. You said click on the... Here, Ken Carson disses the Young Stoner Life signee Young KO. The beef first initiated in late March 2022 when a fan jokingly told KO to sign to Opium, to which he said, quote, I am. Oh, you're right. I remember this. You're right. It is Young KO, not SoFaygo. Ken would not take this lightly as an Opium signee, however, as he would take to Twitter to clarify this as a false in a now deleted tweet. That boy is not Opium. You're right. It was Young KO. But it still applies. Like, if you're not signed to Opium as an underground artist or doing it independently, none of these labels are really going to be able to help you if you can't get your shit running by yourself. But SoFaygo did end up, he had it. He just didn't get the right boost. But I think, from what I've heard, SoFaygo next album is going to be going with a major distributor. So expect a lot bigger numbers from SoFaygo, because honestly, you're done for if you don't sell somewhere in the ballpark of at least 10, 20K as SoFaygo, because of like the whole potential that everybody thought he had. You know what I mean? Like, if he remains underground for another couple years and everybody starts passing, because I think Summers is going to start selling first week sales like in the media. Like, you can't get passed by more than 2 people, bro. Stealthy, we already went over that. He needed another knock knock. He needed another off the map. He just needed to drop the project with the Rage sound, because he was one of the originators of that sound. If you recall, like, Off the Map made Rage cool, because it was a new thing, a new trend. And then all of a sudden we got Mr. Rage by Trippie Redd, all before Cardi was even speculated to be on it. Then everybody else in the underground started hopping on it. And then SoFaygo in the interview was like, no, I don't want to rap on these beats anymore. Probably because everybody else was on it. So I understand. But at the same time, this is a music business. You need to hop on the shit that you know will do well to solidify your place, your career. And then later on, you can start doing your artistic shit like the next year. I think that was where he went wrong. He didn't hit the iron while it was hot. Really, that's all he needed to do. Just one project with the hot sound. Because now the biggest complaint was like, for Pink Hearts at least, was, oh, I missed the old Faygo. Well, that was the old Faygo right there, the off the map shit. That's what popped off. That was trending. I know Knock Knock is a bigger song, technically speaking, because of the Lyrical Lemonade music video, but organically, I think Off the Map was the biggest song. Other than like the Knock Knock TikTok trend, but fuck that shit. That's so lame. Old Faygo's not Rage. I know, bro. I know. Stop. Let's stop getting caught up in the semantics here. Off the Map was the trending song. It's the biggest song of SoFaygo off that After Me album. And right now, it was released in what, 2020? So technically speaking, while we're in 2022, that's old Faygo. It's not old Faygo, man. He didn't. I'm talking about the shit that he dropped in 2014, man. Fuck out of here. And yeah, Hell Yeah is, I think, let's check it out, the biggest song on his newest project, Pink Hearts. Why? Because that's the rage shit. And like, I'm not even really so tapped into the rage shit anymore because I feel like it's an old trend, but it was some turn up shit. So why'd it work? It was the trending sound. If he dropped a whole project, look, it has 6 times, 3 to 4 times more streams than the next best song, Stay Awake. And I think that's the one with Uzi, right? Yeah. His solo track with Ken Carson got more streams right now. Although it was a single, so that's not fair. But you get the point. It's a hotter song too, because this doesn't show like total streams. It's just what is getting more streams at this second or this week. But if he dropped a whole project in 2021 of all Hell Yeah type beats, kind of like Trippy did with Trip at Night, he would be busting right now all over the fans' faces. No, it's not Stay Awake. Yeah, Cash vs. the World, we just discussed this. It's getting more streams currently. That's why it's on this popular. If it went by how many streams total, it would still be above, but MP5 would be up here. You think it would have been worse? Well, it's not necessarily. There's a difference between the quality of the music and the performance. Again, like, sometimes I think as a creator, and this spans outside of just music, you have to appease what the people want at a given time, but also be working on shit that you like. It's the give and take. Because people obviously want you to make what you want to progress the sound forward and not stay stagnant. But at the same time, you want to give people, like, feed the fans something. Because if it's easy to make rage songs. Let's be real. I mean, I'm not a musician or anything, but everybody was making rage beats at the time. So just fucking make a couple. You can even leak them, put them on SoundCloud, or actually just drop a project that would have hit off the map type beats everywhere. It would have done wonders. It might have even hit more than 10K, especially with the hype that SoFaygo had at the time. Let's be honest. Can I explain publishing and distribution deals and what kind of deal is worth it, independent or record label? All of them are technically, in scenarios, worth it. It really depends the terms. Like, that's why you need a lawyer or good management. Good management in this game is literally crucial. Because a lot of these artists, they just see a fucking number. They don't even look in, as in like the advance that they're getting. They don't see like what percentage they're getting afterwards, or what the budget's going to be used for, or how many albums they have to give the label, what's considered a mixtape in a album, how many years they got to be in it, how much control they got. So you got to really look into that. Because if you get a record deal, a 360, but they giving you 50 mil, and like you kind of got to do what they say. Meanwhile, you're an artist with 10K followers. Shit, clock in like a 9 to 5 every single day, bro. Give them what they want, because that's 50 mil. There's no guarantee that you would have even made 50 mil in your career, at least music wise, if you had gone independent or a distro deal. You know what I mean? So there's pros and cons to both ways. Business is ever so complicated. People don't realize he had to evolve his sound to get that mainstream appeal / fan base. Stealthy, I feel you, but I think that the difference is you can do both. You can, because I feel like the underground fan base is actually one of the best to have because they're so dedicated. And SoFaygo had that shit on lock. I mean, why do you think like Destroy Lonely independently is doing so well? Because he has that shit on lock. I'd say he's one of the top in the game. He might be the top of the underground right now. And he's not getting much help from a major label. He's definitely getting promotion, don't get me wrong. Like, I've seen it. But you can, again, appease the underground while also doing some mainstream shit. And that's kind of what he did with Hell Yeah. So maybe that's what he was trying to do. Have like a little rage banger on there that they knew for a fact. And that's why they did a music video, right? They got Ken Carson, one of the underground goats currently. They got SoFaygo, and they got the music video. So that's even more promotion. Hits platforms harder because the visuals always add like a different element to it to get more views and like add a little bit more context. And so that's why they put that as a single and released it prior to the album. But I just feel like a whole tape of rage, even if it was an EP, like a 7-song, like what Yeet did with Life, testing out a new sound with Benny X, I think it would have been beneficial. We'll see though. I'm rooting for him. I'm not a hater, y'all. I want to see SoFaygo win. But anyway, let's get on to Pierre Bourne versus Metro Boomin. So we all know that Pierre Bourne has started his own not independent, but like he is making music as an artist, producing himself, but also rapping on other people's beats. And it might not have been as successful as he wanted to be or thought it was going to be. It's still fire, don't get me wrong. Like I still listen to a couple songs on his recent album. What was it even called? I forgot. Like, but that's the point. Like, I feel like he could do so much more, and we all know that. Because it was called Good Movie. Yeah. I feel bad because I love Pierre Bourne. He used to be one of my top rappers. And I still do love his sound, but he just isn't marketing it to the fullest abilities. So somebody on Twitter yesterday, let's find it, said that if something about like a scenario where Pierre Bourne did albums just like Metro Boomin, I think it would go crazy. I don't know if it would be as successful as Metro Boomin. So Pierre could be doing the same thing, but he thinks he's Kanye. Metro Boomin never misses on an album. And he does collab tapes with, 21 Savage. He gets Migos and Future, Drake, Travis Scott, all the big hitters, Gunna, Young Thug, etc., etc. So I wasn't even showing the picture. But if Pierre were to do that with such artists like Uzi, Cardi, Trippie Redd, like who else could he work with? And maybe that's the problem, because Pierre has he's definitely influenced a whole new generation of producers and like a sound, and that spans outside of just producers, because artists love Pierre's beats, and that's producers, as we always talk about, influence rap, like how rappers rap on the beat, right? But I feel like Metro Boomin has a lot more artists at his disposal that he works with. Maybe it's because what you're saying with, we got Young Nudie, Lil Yachty, Gunna, Tekka, yeah. So I think he could have a really successful album. I do think that Metro Boomin, let's see, it's projected his album Heroes and Villains to sell 140 to 150K. So I don't think Pierre Bourne can do that. Just because Metro Boomin, again, the roster of artists that he could work with is a lot more mainstream than Pierre, but I do think that I personally would like a Pierre album, a producer album essentially, way more. But then Pierre Bourne responded, yeah, sure, when my samples can finally clear and features finally come in on time. So maybe, when's the last time that Metro Boomin dropped a project? I'm looking it up right now. Because maybe it was like 2 years ago. And so maybe it does take a long ass time. Savage Mode 2 with 21 Savage looks like it dropped in 2020. So that was 2 years ago. Then before this, that was Chopped and Screwed. But that was one artist, just 21 Savage. But not all heroes wear capes, deluxe at least. was released in 2018. So to drop his own strictly producer tape where he got recruited Don Toliver, all the heavy hitters, Travis Scott, all the names that we listed before, it took 4 years. So I feel Pierre on this. Maybe that's why he just ended up like, yo, it's going to take me $100,000 or however much it is to get a feature from maybe this artist that I want to work with, because he got some bougie artists. He got some narcissist friends. Let's be real. He got Cardi. Like, that's the one that he really needs on a tape to, not needs, but like that the fans would be literally itching themselves like they're crack addicts for that feature. But I could imagine that that's why he just starts rapping on his own beats, because he's like, yo, I'm trying to clear this shit, and you guys are all beating off in your LA mansions while I'm sitting here in the studio doing all the heavy work. Meanwhile, Cardi's just like, yeah, hey. Or no, that's Uzi, sorry. But you get the point. And that's no shade towards them. You know I love Uzi and Cardi. But the producers really be doing the heavy lifting, let's be real. But yeah, man, I think it would be better. But it would not be as big for sure. For sure. 140 to 150K. This is legit like but I guess that makes sense. I was going to say, like, this is like a legit rapper, like a mainstream rapper type sales, but he does have everybody on this project. He got Travis Scott, Future, Chris Brown, John Legend even, Young Nudie. I still have yet to listen to it. I need to. Young Thug, Future. We already said that. The Weeknd, 21 Savage, Takeoff, ASAP Rocky, R.I.P. Gunna. So he got he didn't even get Avengers, man. He got Egyptian god cards with him, bro. He got the winged dragon of Ra with him, and y'all don't even know what that is, but he literally be slurping up every single rapper in existence. Not Metro Boomin, because he's put on a lot of people. But the streams, this is easily platinum plaque. Because that's just US sales for 140, 150K, man. So who knows what it did internationally. I still got to listen to that. I still got to listen to, who else? Dom Corleo dropped some. We're not going to get copyrighted on this stream. I got to go somewhere anyway. Who else? ASAP Rocky dropped some. So we'll again, I told y'all I'll stream on Twitch for that. For surely. It's a top 5 album. I've been hearing that. I've been hearing that it's amazing. Normally, I'm not too keen on producer tapes, but maybe that's the move. I heard Cody talking about some with since producers are the biggest fans of music, or they're the biggest. I don't know. Again, they're the generators of the sound. So it would be more cohesive, the album. However, I think with so many different artists on a project, I don't know, man, because it's like, who am I listening to? I feel like it turns into more of a singles game when you have so many features on a project. Like, even when we listen to Kanye's Donda, I'm like, whose album is this? Because it's not Kanye's, it's just a compilation of singles. But yeah, I think, again, Pierre should do this, man. But it feels like a lot of people, for some reason, don't fuck with Pierre in the industry. Like, he hasn't even worked with many artists on their beats lately. But maybe that's Pierre's fault, because I feel like he tried to do his own thing as an artist. But really, it's like the SoFaygo situation. Your sauce is the producing, so make your beats, send them off to Drake, to Cardi, to Trippy, to Uzi, to fucking everybody, Gunna, Young Thug, all the people, Future, because everybody would probably work with Pierre Bourne. Don't be charging no 70K. I don't know how much he charges, but maybe that's worth. These labels got big budgets, especially when you're talking Travis Scott. Like, I don't know how much they pay him, but it's probably a lot. Okay, so get on there, get back relevant. Hey, yo, Pierre, what going? Yeah, so that gets your name back in the mix on the radios, even, because that's the type of hits that the artists he could be working with are doing. And then work on your own music on the side. best of both worlds. I feel like a lot of people try to do one thing and like really focus on it because there's so much advice out here saying like, no, you got to focus on one thing, or else if you're spanning your interest or your effort out too much, like you're gonna fail at everything. Nah, bro. Pick your sauce, like what's really working for you, the producing, and then have some on the side and grow that. It's a side hustle, bruh. So I think that Pierre Bourne, we've already discussed this. He's low-key like shooting himself in the foot by not producing for these big artists. But who knows? Maybe behind the scenes they don't want it. Maybe he is sending out to people. That's a question that Pierre Bourne needs to answer, and he should, because I'm trying to hear him on Cardi's next album, Uzi's next album. He better be on Pink Tape, or is it Pink Tape? Yeah, Pink Tape. Or slime shit. But yeah, Pierre's talented, man. I even like he gets a lot of hate as a rapper, but I personally like his rapping. His bars are pretty corny. But I think people think his rap is corny because he's singing the lyrics. Like, I don't even know what it is. If you just go through Pierre's songs, you'll understand like the cliche, or what's the word? Just the corny metaphors. But if he was actually rapping it, like in spoken word, not necessarily trying to sing it, I feel like it would be normal. Like, there are rappers with way worse lyrics than Pierre, but he's dragging out these melodies with, you know, call me Travis, I hit Kylie in the cheeks. And it's like, bro, chill. But if someone said, yo, call me Travis, I hit Kylie in the back, it's like, okay, buddy. You know? SpongeBob, my Patrick. It's like, if you singing that, it sounds kind of lame, but SpongeBob, my Patrick. We giving the rocks. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Speak on how much Adam 22 paid me. I haven't been paid 1 cent from No Jumper yet. Maybe. I'm just doing a trial period, and then if I'm not even really about the money too. I'm good on money, but if it's a good deal where like it's at least a net zero, because I'm gonna have to keep my place in Miami, and then also have somewhat of a temporary place in LA if I continue doing the show at No Jumper. If it's a net zero, as in like the money I get from No Jumper is paying for my stay there, then I'll continue. And if it feels right, like the show has good chemistry and whatnot. But if it doesn't, like none of those things are true, then yeah, I just simply can't do it. Like, I have a life over here in Miami. I'm not just going to give that up for some money. Like, once you make enough, there's studies, and I know that some of them are kind of wrong. They're like, after $75,000, like all your needs are met, and then per year, that is. And you don't really, like, your happiness doesn't necessarily go up all too much, although your stress goes down significantly. So I'm going to be sharing a bunk bed with, they gonna have me in the No Jumper sweatshop. For sure. But yeah, I'm doing a show with No Jumper. Every Monday, yo. Tune in. Monday. It's called Allegedly. It's a table? Yeah, that's a table, yo. That ain't a washer. What are y'all talking about? Talk about Cardi? Oh, I got some shit on Cardi, but I just can't say it just yet. I gotta get permission to say it. I don't want to expose nothing, but yo, just get ready for something. I don't know when it's coming, but I think in the next 6 months. The first episode it's live on Monday. Have I talked about DDG? Unfortunately not. I'm I'm not too much of a fan of DDG. Oh yeah, and then Aiden Ross and Kanye. We talked about it at the beginning. I'm excited to see that shit. I might have to live stream the reaction to Aiden and Kanye. See what they're talking about. Because again, I told y'all I think Aiden's gonna get potentially banned off Twitch, at least temporarily. I'm not calling for that, by the way. If Kanye goes on there, because YouTube's already taken off all of the clips from InfoWars, like the Alex Jones interview about the Nazis, and they're already taking it off. So what do you think is gonna happen when Aiden does it with Kanye? It's gonna be huge publicity. Don't get me wrong. Even if it does get taken down, so it's still a good move to interview Kanye. But I would just be like, Aiden should talk to. I know he's got connects to the top of Twitch. Be like, yo, I'm about to interview Kanye. Can we make sure nothing bad happens to my account? But anyway, I'm gonna end it there because I gotta go somewhere. Somewhere. Maybe you'll find out what that is, but time will tell. Again, I don't like to expose shit that I'm not allowed to. Okay? I can't wink, yeah. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. And we also still got to listen to Metro Boomin album. I actually might just have to listen to that on my own because I feel so out of the loop. I got to listen to Dom Corleo thing. I got to listen to ASAP. But yeah. Peace out, Kai people. Nice seeing.